Hello and welcome to the last square. Oh, I can't believe it's the last square of this series of talking grannies, a whole week of grannies. So this is granny number 7 and this is the Dentdale Square. Dentdale is a particular favourite of mine. Camping holidays as a small child, and then when I started to go on holiday, my own camping holidays. So Dentdale is a very pretty little dale in the Dale. So this is a very pretty little square. It's a bit of a flowery square, so quite like this one, quite pleased with this one. Okay, we're not going to be using any stitches that we haven't already used today. So they're just, we've got slip stitch, chain, double crochet, half treble and treble, okay, for the Dentdale Square. And as you might have guessed, we start in the way that we've started with all our squares, and we start with a slip stitch and chain, you guessed it, 4. You can just start with a slip stitch in the middle and work into a slip stitch, but by starting with a chain, it does give you a slightly stronger middle for your circle. Okay, so we join into our first chain. Ooh, that's a bit fiddly, hang on. To make a circle, we're going to be working into the circle in our first round. Okay, so as you can probably see from the middle of this circle, this square, we've got a circle in the middle and they're double crochets into the middle here. So we start with a chain 1 just to get us started, and then I'm going to do 12 double crochets into the circle. So make sure you find the middle of your circle. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I've got my 12 double crochets into my circle, and I'm going to slip stitch into the first stitch that I did at the beginning there, and pull through so that I can fasten off. Give it a little tug so you don't come loose. What's quite nice about this one is because you've got your double crochets into there, you get a nice little hole in the middle there. Beautifully neat. Okay, so I've got 12 stitches around there. So I'm going to join in my next yarn. I'm going to join in the blue here, so I can go into any space between my stitches in round 1. So I'm going to put my hook through and I'm going to join with a slip stitch. And then looking at my pattern, it says that I need to chain 1, and I'm going to do 2 double crochets in each stitch all the way around my circle. So I will end up with 24 altogether. So 2 double crochets. So remember, double crochet, you don't do yarn over before you put it through your stitch. So you go through your stitch and then you've got 2 loops on your hook and pull through those. Double crochet, two loops on your hook. Good way to remember. So I'm going to do 2 in each of these, going all the way around. So this is another square. Well, it's sort of a flower square, isn't it? That really is very much got a circle at the centre of it. Going all the way around. 2 in each. Now I slip stitch to the beginning, pull through and fasten off, and I've got 24 stitches around. You might like to have a little count and just check that you haven't missed any. It's a bit of a wonky shape, but it is a circle, I promise. Okay, so you might just want to count round and check. 1, 2, 3, 4, and go round your circle and check now that you've got 20. Okay, so having checked that you've got your 24 stitches, I'm going to join my yarn for my next round in a slightly different place, because otherwise you end up in the same place with all your tails and they get in the way. So I'm going to join in our new colour, go for the oatmeal colour. So join with a slip stitch. Okay, so we've got 24 stitches. We'll start with a chain 1. Okay, and at the end of this row, or this round, we're going to have 36 stitches. So in every other stitch, we're going to do 2 double crochets, and the stitches in between will just have 1. So we go 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. And so we're increasing in this round so that we get a nice flat circle. Okay, so I've done my slip stitch, I've done my chain 1, and I'm going to do in my next space, I'm going to do my 2 double crochet. So this is the start of the pattern. Then in the next one I do 1, then I do 2, then 1, then 2, then 1, then 2, then 1. I'll tell you a little tip that I do so that I don't lose count and end up doing 2 and then 2. If I'm saying counting as I go along, I always stop in the same place. So if I have a pause, I always stop on a 1 so that I know that then my next stitch I've got to do 2. So I always do the pattern repeat before I have a pause, otherwise it's very easy to get confused. So I've got 2 and 1, and then I can have a pause if I want. Okay. So we're going to go all the way around, and we'll have 36 stitches at the end of this. And then, the fun bit, we make it into a little bit of a flowery square. There are lots of beautiful flower meadows in Dentdale in the summer. And the river that runs through has got a lovely flat bottom. It's perfect for paddling in. Big flat stones. I think that's what I remember most from when I was little. So making sure that I do finished on a 1 there. 2. Keep going all the way around. And you should, if you've counted correctly, you should end in the right place, being able to do your pattern repeat and finishing with a 1. Whoops. With 1 double crochet. So I've got 2, join it in to complete your circle. Okay, we'll even out to make a bit more of a circle when you do the next round. Okay, you can always just flatten it out a little bit and give it a little bit of a tease. Okay, so we've got 36 stitches round. You might want to just check that you've got 36, but if you've finished on a 1, then you should be okay. Okay, so having checked that you've got 36 stitches, round 4 we're going to join in any top of any stitch, but because they're double crochets, you're actually between the stitch. Okay, so we'll join in with a slip stitch, and then we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to do 1 treble into that same space where we just joined in. Okay, so this is going to be our first corner. Okay, so we've joined in there, so we've got a treble there, and then we start the pattern repeat that goes across the side. Okay, so the next stitch we do a treble, so another treble, then it's a half treble where you pull through all 3 loops on the hook, and then it's a double crochet, then we slip stitch into the next stitch, and slip stitch into the next, then double crochet, then half treble, then treble, and then we're into the corner again. So in our corner we do 1 treble, 2 chains and 1 treble into that same corner. So that's we've done one side look of our square. So we're going to repeat the pattern going across this side now. Okay, so repeating the pattern. So we do 1 treble, 1 half treble, 1 double crochet, 1 slip stitch, 1 slip stitch, 1 double crochet, 1 half treble, 1 treble, and then we're into our next corner, which is 1 treble, 2 chain, 1 treble. Let's have a look. That's 2 sides done. So third side, 1 treble, 1 half treble, 1 double crochet, slip, slip, 1 double crochet, 1 half treble, tricky where you start your round, sometimes you have to give a bit of a wriggle to get it in there. Okay, 1 treble, and then next corner, so it's a treble, 2 chain treble into the same space. Right, we're nearly there, look, last side. So 1 treble, 1 half treble, 1 double crochet, slip, slip, 1 double, 1 half treble, and 1 treble, and then slip stitch to your first chain space on that very first corner that you made, and pull through to fasten off. And there you have a rather cute little Dentdale flower square. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our week of grannies. I'll do a couple more videos to show you how to finish off your squares. I'll talk about blocking and I'll talk about joining, but for now have a practice, and if you haven't had a go at crocheting before, I highly recommend having a look at the how to crochet a chain video first to get you started, because it's all about the chain. It's like don't walk or don't run before you can walk, don't crochet before you can chain. Okay. All right, so it's been lovely to spend this week with you. I hope you've enjoyed the chat and the crochet, and hopefully a little bit of demystifying of crochet patterns. All the patterns and the descriptions of how to do the different stitches are actually on the website, so go and have a look. You can download them, they're all free, and hopefully with the videos and the descriptions and the patterns, you'll soon be hooking up lots of different squares. Bye.